Let's look at how we manage waypoints in AutoChart. There is an icon on the toolbar here for the Waypoint Manager. If I click on that, it's going to bring up the box for editing waypoints. Type in the name. There's information here about previous waypoints that we've saved. These are the icons we can choose. There are some functions here for importing and exporting waypoints, so we can do that and talk to our other Hummingbird applications. So let's get started on this. I've loaded our Dalrock fishing pier area, and I'm going to put some icons marking some of the brush piles. I'm going to go to the Waypoint Manager. The default icon is this one. I want to change it to this one. I use the standing tree to designate brush piles, so I'm just going to click out of that. Right click there, and I'm going to say mark waypoint. And what it did was it put that waypoint there, and it gave it a name by default. Right click that, mark waypoint, and it put that one. Right click, mark waypoint. Right click, mark waypoint. Mark waypoint. Mark waypoint. So now I've marked several of these. I can go to the Waypoint Manager, and now they're all listed here. Double click on one of them, it will bring this information up. If I want to give it a name, BP1 for brush pile 1, and I could save that. Go to the next one, call that BP2. Save that and go to the next one, BP3. Save that one, BP4. Save that one. Now I'm going to exit this. It renamed them. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this one. That's not all timber. That could be the ruins of the old barge that maybe got sunk. So I'm going to change my icon on these two, and I'm going to give them a little something different. So I'm going to bring up my Waypoint Manager again. I'm going to double click on this one. I'm going to call it junk, JUNK1, and I'm going to give it a little different icon. Just for grins, I'm going to call it this one. So now I can apply that icon, and let me close out of that. It changed the icon to that, and it gave it the name junk. If you're careful about how you name them, then they'll be meaningful to you later down the road. I don't think that a name like today's date and time is a very meaningful icon name. Something that makes sense to you, and be judicious on how you choose your icons. I have a methodology that I chose on, or how I use these icons. Like I said, this to me is a brush pile or submerged timber. This might be grass. This could be a man-made thing like a road bridge. Of course, the skull and crossbones is a danger area. This is a stump to me. And so you can get creative and use these icons to mean something for you. Let's export these waypoints and put them in our Hummingbird unit. I'm going to export, and I'm going to go to my SD card, use the GPX format, and I'm just going to call this WPT test. Save that. So the export is done. I'm now in Hummingbird PC, and I'm going to do a file open, and I'm going to open that file we just did. So I can see the waypoints that I created. If I want to export these to my unit, all I have to do is place my SD card in my slot, click on waypoints, the arrow up pointing into the SD card. It's going to ask me if I want to add or replace. I'm going to say replace. Even if nothing is there, you can go ahead and say replace. It did not like this waypoint name because it's very, very long. I could change that here, and I could call that junk 2. And I could change the icon if I wanted to, but I'll just leave it the way it is. Click here and replace There, now it's done it. So it has saved that off to my SD card. Now I can take that and I can stick that card in my Humminbird unit and it'll load those waypoints in for me. So it's as simple as that. I can click on the Google Earth button here and it's going to bring this up in Google Earth. So I can see my icons now in Google Earth. So that's about it for waypoints on AutoChart. It's fairly straightforward, fairly simple. You can do a lot with it. You can import this into Humminbird PC and you can really organize things better in Humminbird PC than you can here, because you can have multiple files. You can have one for each lake, or you can do sections of the lake like we've done in other areas, and it'll help you stay more organized by doing it that way.